Hello everybody, this video is to promote new Yip Man 4 movie. I just woke up this morning and my wife is right next to me and she's gonna chime in when she feels like it.
Good morning.
Good morning. So she could talk about the movie as well. We just finished watching it last night. It was lent to me by one of my longtime students. Thank you very much for letting me the video. And it was his motivation to have me, that motivated me to watch it. And I really enjoyed Yip Man 1. Um, and I felt that number 2 wasn't really meeting up to the standard as number 1. Number 3, I still don't even remember number 3 too much. I have to watch that one again. But 3 is the one with Mike Tyson. Number 2 is the one where he's fighting that boxer. Number 1 was my favorite. But then number 4, pleasantly surprised. I'm very happy with it, and it's I think it's the finale, so it's supposed to be the last one. Um, Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, I don't believe that it was in the theaters, and it just went straight to video. I think this movie would have been great in the theaters, and just the fact that it didn't make it to the theaters, it's very disappointing because it's a great promotion of the Chinese martial arts. It's a great promotion of Bruce Lee, a great promotion of Wing Chun, um, and just the Chinese culture in general. As far as
It's beautiful. I was really impressed by
yeah,
it.
as far as it being as good as number one, it 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 might be just as good and maybe potentially better. I mean, it's up to that standard, and it's similar to me like Matrix. Matrix number one was my absolute favorite, and number two, and number three, it wasn't all that great to me. Now they're supposed to come out with number four, and we'll see how number four will be. But if number four comes up to the standard of number one, that'll be a great achievement and a great accomplishment. So what I'm saying with the Yip Man is for them to come out with number four to be up to the standard of number one and potentially even better, it's an amazing accomplishment.
The storyline was awesome, and the execution of the fighting choreography was, in my opinion, it was just amazing. Like it was breathtaking to watch, for me. So
Yeah, I'm a very hard person to please when it comes to action movies, and everybody that talks to me, they know this. Yeah, I'm very hard to please. It's like my answer is always like, well, it's not better than Bruce Lee's movies, it's not better than Bruce Lee's movies. But honestly, the fight scenes with Bruce Lee in this movie were very good. They were exactly like how very similar to exactly how Bruce would film his fight scenes. And in particularly that actor that played Bruce Lee in the movie, he did an amazing job. They paid huge respect to Bruce Lee, and they made him even fight like Bruce Lee. And those fight scenes in particular, I was very impressed with. The other fight scenes, were well made. They're just differently made. They're just not the same as the Bruce Lee fight scenes, but they're well made. Meaning like there's more technique involved, and you could tell that the people that were doing the fight scenes were martial artists and not just actors. You could tell the difference. Like Donnie Yen's been doing martial arts for decades. Amazing actor. And Scott Adkins, he's an amazing martial artist on film as well. And just different styles of expression, and then for them to come together and make these fight scenes, because every single fight scene that Donnie Yen is in, he's fighting against other martial artists that have good technique. And then same thing with Scott Adkins, he's fighting with other martial artists that have good technique. So it's not common for them to make a movie like this where it's filled with martial artists in the movie that are displaying what they could do.
And I think the fact that they showed the different fighting styles of the characters were Donnie Yen, you know, their fight scenes, and then the way they filmed Bruce Lee's fight scenes. The thing that was so impressive is that they captured that. They captured the difference, you know, and the authenticity between the fighting styles, you know, the various fighting styles. And that's what was really impressive. Like every fight scene between these different between the actor who just you know who portrayed Bruce Lee, and then Donnie Yen's character, and then the other fighters as well. You know, it didn't look like the same. You know, in some movies you see that the choreography looks exactly the same style. So I loved that they were able to capture, you know, the style differences, you know, between, you know, like the Bruce Lee fight scenes, and then, you know, the Donnie Yen and, you know, the Atkins fight scenes. So
Yeah.
that's what was impressive to me too.
Yeah.
They captured the differences.
And the thing about the movie, which that is very, something to be proud about, is that it is promoting Bruce Lee, is promoting Jeet Kune Do, is promoting Wing Chun, is promoting Yip Man, and ultimately is promoting the Chinese culture and the people.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes you, proud, as a Chinese American, to be able to see a movie that's promoting, our culture and our martial arts, and not just one specific martial arts, but just all of them. You'll see in the movie that all the kung fu masters are uniting to try to overcome this challenge, and rather than fight amongst each other, which the movie kind of started in that way, they ended up starting to come together to fight against something greater, um, and it's a movie that's also educating a little bit on history, kind of the struggles between like the Chinese and the Japanese during that time, and it's also just kind of showing some political struggles between, the Chinese and then Americans and also the Japanese, and it gets deeper into that. Um, it's a very well made movie. Donnie Yen did a great job. He's a great actor, and what I also love about the movie is the fact that they speak Cantonese in the movie, and it is a really great tool to help you learn the language and speak it much better. And not only is it an entertaining movie, but it's an educational movie, to help better your language. And it just it just feels so like it's a movie that's really rejuvenating, because I'm always stuck, watching movies that are in English, and there's rarely do they make movies where it's up to this quality that I really genuinely enjoy, and this is one of the movies. Other movies that I enjoyed are maybe Fearless, House of Flying Daggers, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, um, you know, Hero. Those are some of my all-time favorites, and this is stepping into that category. Yip Man 4, it's an amazing movie, as well as Yip Man 1. I'll take the time to watch Yip Man 2 and 3 again, just to, I'll watch all three of them again, 1, 2, and 3, just to see, get back to how I feel about each one, and how I feel at this point, about the movies compared to how I felt when I first watched it. But that's pretty much what I had to say about the movie. I didn't want to spoil the movie for anybody, but I definitely want to promote people out there to watch it. It's inspirational. It makes me even want to train harder and represent, not just like try to represent what Bruce Lee was able to accomplish, but also try to represent what Yip Man was able to accomplish. In the movie, I think he said he died, in the 70s, and it's something like, hey, I want to keep training martial arts until I'm 70, 80, 90, hopefully 100, or maybe even older.
Yeah, it's possible, very possible.
Yeah, so in the contrast in the movie, it's like the Yip Man is like, my father Seagung, who's like 70, years old.
Uh-huh.
He just turned 70, and I'm 38. And it's like, when I get older, I want to still be good at the martial arts, and he's like an inspiration towards that. It's like, hey, can you still keep training? Can you still keep teaching? And can you train people to be good martial artists? And I also like the spirituality behind it, the humbleness behind it, and just the overall character development, as far as like you could get the feeling of like a good person that's fighting, opposed to a person that's not like fighting with the right intentions. Somebody that might be too arrogant or overconfident, or just bullying. And I feel that the martial arts is supposed to be for the people, to protect people from being bullied. And this movie kind of highlights that, and it gives you an idea of like when to fight, when not to fight, and why we should fight, and what's important, what to stand up for. Stand up for yourself, have confidence in yourself, and stand up for your people, stand up for yourself and your people, and your culture, and who you are. So there's a lot of great things that you can learn from the movie, and amazing people, actors, and really thumbs up to Scott Adkins. Great martial artist, great actor, and he played that role really well. You really made you like, man, like,
Don't spoil the movie, babe. Don't spoil the movie.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, that's all I gotta say. And anything else?
Yeah, I agree with what you said. Yeah, and I encourage you all to go in and watch it, and I think you'll be pleased.
Yeah. So thank everybody for all the support. Hopefully this movie does rejuvenate interest in the Chinese culture, the Chinese martial arts, the Chinese people, and just give some respect, for all the Chinese people and the Chinese Americans out there that work really hard in what they do.
Yeah, that and a lot of encouragement, especially during this time. You
Yeah.
want to remain positive and continue to inspire and uplift one another, and just to continue to show love and uplift our humanity. So I'm hoping that, again, not only the movie, but just the way that we approach one another during this time, that it is still with respect, consideration, and that we can unite to, to uplift one another, especially those who have been um, negatively impacted by the pandemic. So we just want to continue to encourage. We are so grateful and thankful for our supporters and for our family, for our students, and and for you all who tune in. So we thank you, and we just want to continue to encourage and uplift our community. And our community is the world, especially at this time. So we thank you.
And I want to teach you how to count to 10 in Chinese. I need to get her to
I'm
speak
learning.
Chinese better, and it gives
Yes.
me a reason to learn and get better at it myself.
Yes. Can I try it?
Yeah.
And then you correct me.
Okay.
So, yep. Yi, some, say, look, chet, bao,
Bot.
bat, goi,
Gao.
gao,
Uh-huh.
and so.
Yes. Alright. So yat yi sam say look chat bot gao sup is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. And doji sai means thank you very much.
Did you say?
Take care.